Finally today, the stepfather of a 12-year-old Enfield girl who was found dead in her home is expected to face a judge.
Yeah, a lot of questions still remain here about her death, and community activists are planning to rally outside the courthouse as they're trying to get answers as well. Your reporter Katie Cohen live outside the Hartford courthouse sharing what we can expect later today. Katie.
Well, Anthony Federline has not been charged for Eve Rogers' death. He'll be in court today facing other charges related to her case. And meanwhile, here outside the courthouse, there will be a vigil held to keep Eve's memory alive and to remind other children they're not alone.
Enfield police say Eve Rogers' body was found in her Enfield home in March. They say she had been sexually assaulted and arrested her stepfather, Anthony Federline, in April. A warrant says Eve had more than 5 times the lethal dose for a child of Benadryl in her system at her time of death. She also had taken Prozac, which she had not been prescribed. Eve's official cause of death is still pending. Federline will face a judge today on his sexual assault and risk of injury charges. At 10 a.m., a community vigil will be held outside the courthouse while Federline is inside. Organizers call it a gathering for justice and community awareness.
DCF is still working on a joint investigation with law enforcement into Eve Rogers' death and her sexual assault. Federline has pleaded not guilty to all of his charges. I'm your reporter live in Hartford, Katie Cohen, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
All right, Katie, thanks so much.